Well, we're getting ready to tell you another story about our great friend, Firecracker Dan. Well, it was up on a clear night in the middle of October. That's when it all began. Firecracker Dan is going to Turtle Mania, the land of the sniper, the fast runner, and the slow swimmer, the fiddle player, the turtle, the greatest musical musician of all time, is going to play his fiddle against the greatest fiddle player that ever lived, if Firecracker Dan can get him there. Well, Firecracker Dan coiled up his snow shovel, but he called it his steam shovel for real. Boy, he got that steam shovel out. Boy, he cold powered it. That steam shovel of his, he invented himself. You never seen nothing like it. So here come old Turtle, come running down his lane, for he was wanting to hitch a ride on the steam shovel that night. Well, Firecracker Dan sees the little feller, sees him carrying his luggage, his fiddle, because he's getting ready to go to Fiddle Mania to play in the Turtle Band. Boy, Dan, he was right for that, because he was the one that could dance the dance of 1,000 soldiers dancing in the Fiddler's band. Well, old Turtle Fiddler said he was the best that ever was, but there was some dispute about that, because there's another feller said I could outdo the Turtle Fiddler. Well, Firecracker Dan loaded him, his fiddle, and his luggage upon his steam shovel, and away they flew after they hit that button. Within a second, 1,000 miles of travel, they were already there. That's the fastest traveling you can do in the air, is ride the steam shovel with the Zycon, the inventor, the dancer, the person who wants to listen to the music of the Turtle Fiddler and his band. Well, they say that Charlie Daniels was the greatest fiddle player that ever played the fiddle, but by heart they called him Johnny. Johnny was a fiddler player too, and he was going to bet a band of gold that he could outplay that Turtle Fiddler. And old Firecracker Dan had to put something up. He had to give something away if there's going to be a contest that day. Well, what would Firecracker Dan give up that was more precious than anything he'd ever had? It was his steam shovel. Oh, his flying machine, powered by coal. Boy, he could go 1,000 miles. Just hit the button, you're already there. So Firecracker Dan said, I'll bet you my steam shovel, my traveling machine, powered by the mightiest of coal, hit the button 1,000 miles, you're already there, against the Turtle's Fiddler of silver. Oh, that turtle, he got up on the stage all right, and the bet was on. There was Johnny. Boy, couldn't he play the fiddle. It talked just like a bluebird singing a song. Oh, Johnny, he could play, boy, I tell you, the beautiful music, how it strung from those strings. But Johnny was good, all right. I mean, he was the best that ever was. He's the best that ever is, and the best that ever will be, until the Turtle Fiddler hit the stage. Boy, old Turtle Fiddler, he said, Dan, I can't afford to have you to lose that steam shovel in a bet that you made. Dan says, well, if you lose it, then you're not the best fiddler player in the land. It's Johnny. Johnny, the fiddling playing band. Oh, Johnny was so good, he didn't have to have a band. Oh, he was the best fiddler of all the fiddlers in the fiddler land. So Johnny, he rosined up his bow and he played that fiddle to where he could sing. It sung the sound of a tornado cloud a-going through the rain. All the wind it hissed and it howled and it plowed and it dug taters at the old graveside. You wouldn't even know you was there. You're supposed to be on the stage that night. Well, Johnny done the greatest job of any fiddler that ever touched the strings. But guess what? Here he comes. The turtle fiddler. He couldn't run very fast. He couldn't swim at all. I said he could earlier, but no, he was a poor swimmer. But boy, could he play that fiddle. He could play that fiddle without strings. Boy, that's good, isn't it? That's the best fiddler player you ever did see. Boy, he brought his fiddle all right. He didn't need strings. He could play that fiddle with just his fingernails, hitting the metal upon the steam shovel. The steam shovel wasn't even on the stage that night. But boy, how powerful and magical it was. He just hit the button a few minutes ago. There's 1,000 miles in it on the stage, playing the fiddle against old Johnny, the best fiddler player that ever lived. Well, there he is. He's up there. He's got a turtle band. He didn't need no turtle band. He was the best fiddler player throughout all the land. Well, Johnny, he was good. Now, he was good. His music was like a bluebird singing up in the highest oak tree. Boy, could that bluebird whistle and could that strings, could it sound. But no, it wasn't no match for the turtle fiddler. The turtle fiddler, he sung so well. And then he went to play his violin strings. Boy, could he play. He played so good that the heavens started to sing. So Turtle, he won that bet that night. He won it against old Johnny, the best it ever was, the best it is, and the best it ever will be. Well, the turtle fiddler said, Johnny, you're good. You are great. You're one of the greatest fiddler players ever touched the strings. But you didn't beat the turtle fiddler. There was no way you could not win, because Firecracker Dan, you would not win because he'd already put some kind of a hist on you. You wasn't going to win because he wasn't going to lose that steam shovel. Because he said, we got to get back home after the playing of the band. We couldn't get back home if we lost the steam shovel to old Johnny there. Because all we got to do is go get our steam shovel now, for we won the race and we won the bet. Turtles don't run fast, they don't swim at all. But old Johnny, boy, could he play that fiddle. He played it so well, but he lost his last call. For Turtle Fiddler, he could run fast that night. He could swim all turtle fiddlers that ever hold a musical instrument in their hands. And he hit the strings, he didn't even have to touch them at all. And the most beautiful music you ever heard was played for this icon, Firecracker Dan.